I'm talking about as soon as you wake up, I want you to give yourself an hour for you. And I want you to take that hour. I always when I get up in the morning, I thank the Lord that he gave me another day. And I thank the Lord that I didn't grow up. I'm not growing up in a house where at 6:30 in the morning, a bomb gets dropped in your house. Lee's getting shaved. I got to wait for him. We can't use the bathroom because Brody took a shit. It smells like fucking 10 people died in there.
Yeah.
The washing machine broke, so your shirt's not ready. So now you got to iron it by hand. Everybody's getting up in a bad mood. And now you got to get on a train in a bad mood, and everybody's late to work. I fucking hated that shit.
We don't want that.
That shit did not fly in my world. I know I needed to get up. I need a little break in the morning. I put music on. I get coffee. I sit there with a notebook that's wide open. I put Tuesday, November 13th on it. And I say it's a beautiful day to be alive. And from there, I just and I don't stop till the end of the page.
So you journal?
I journal in the morning to get the waste out. Today I'm going to do this, 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 and this. I fucking don't want to do it because the 405 is going to have traffic on it. I mean, I talk myself out of everything I could talk myself out of, so it's all over. After that page, my day is decided. You know what? I was going to do What's His Name's podcast. I'm not driving to Marina Del Rey. I'm texting him at 9 o'clock and telling him, you're in no danger. You know, that's when I decide how I feel. If I wake up and my back hurts and I can't move, then I'm not going to go to jiu-jitsu at 12. Let's make alternate plans. Who's got a podcast? You got a podcast? Yeah, when do you do it?
Wednesdays,
Thursdays.
too.
Well, let's do it tomorrow at 12. That's how I work because I don't want to skip. I don't know when I'm be available.
But it's about also, scheduling stuff.
Scheduling stuff and always keeping yourself busy. This business, what we do, let me tell you something. And I'm not going to do this to none of you people anymore because I know sometimes when comedians come on here, fucking in today's world, it gets crazy. If you get caught up in today's world between the internet, the media, and what's going on, you are going to go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention no names because I'm not here to embarrass nobody. But I think we have discussed that we've seen a couple people lose their minds within the last 2 or 3 years.
Oh, yeah. On the internet.
On the internet, in public, we've heard of people losing their minds. There's too much information getting poured into the human mind right now.
Yep.
So right now, you have to learn how to control that too. You have to learn how to control that too. And decide on what level, how much of this are you going to take in. You know what? I'm listening to 11 podcasts a week. That's 33 hours. I got to chop it down to 5.
You do?
You know what? I'm watching too much fucking football. I got to chop it down to just Sundays. No more Thursday game. I'm going to take a shift at fucking Chili's as I cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to take an extra shift. You have to control what gets put into your mind right now. Because of what's going on in the world, what ABC News is feeding you, and when the internet is feeding you. It really, really is overwhelming for the mind.
Yeah. I don't look at the ABC News, really. I'll glance at those guys, but I listen to KFI local radio here in LA, but I go on the internet for my news, and it's a battle out there, to be honest with you, how it is. And I wake up every morning, and a lot of times, to be honest, I'm up in the morning, I'm looking at that internet, I'm looking at that Twitter, and I'm trying to find things, and I do my sets at the Comedy Store. I come home, I go straight to Twitter, and I'm not on there like getting in fights with people. I'm just researching stuff. And I feel like I'm ahead of the game on what's happening. And I feel like the last few years with the politics the way they are, it has kind of pulled me into an area, at least my energy. Not necessarily, I'm not getting into fights on the internet. I'm not that guy. But it does get your blood boiling a little bit, but I do avoid it. But I'm digging in. Honestly, I want everybody to be happy. I want to do whatever it takes to get it back to where we're happy and working together. And that's what I'm pulled in there too. It takes your time. And I feel like I'm not a part of that mob mentality. I'm a little different. I'm blue collar. I'm from the Valley. I grew up, and it bothers me. I don't like seeing comedian friends of mine angry on Twitter. So I try to block it and not see it, but it's a bummer for me. And so that can get to you.
I feel it's a tough time to be a human being right now. I feel mentally, if you get sucked in, it's a tough time to be a human being right now. You have to know your yin and your yang and your borders. You have to make time for yourself. You have to take care of yourself.
Yes.
You have to, you're talking to a guy that lived in his head for years, and it got me nowhere. It got me nowhere till I expressed what was in my head. That's when I started getting places, We overthink things, and in the process of thinking, we think ourselves out of the game.
Right.
There's nothing to think about. You get the idea, you get a piece of paper, you write it out, and you go to work.
So you weren't journaling during the years you were in your head?
Not even thinking about it. There was no journaling. There was nothing. There was no journaling in my life till 1994 that I started journaling my comedy stuff.
That's when I started.
And then I went to Seattle, and there was a skinny woman that was a comic that wasn't that funny, older, married. And one day she turned me on to a book called The Writer's Way or something. And she told me I could borrow it for a few days, and I read it. And in there, already I was doing it. In there, it recommended, that when you wake up in the morning, you should get a fresh piece of paper and express your thoughts for the day. And I was like, I'm on to something. If they're telling you this, and at this time, this was the hot book, the book.
Right.
The Writer's Way or The
Was
Right
it Gene
Way.
Perret?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't comedy writing.
Oh,
it was
okay.
just writing and self-help.
Journaling. I learned that in college at Arizona State.
I never knew about journaling till comedy. And I remember when I used to get coked up, I would journal at night. Like telling myself this is the last time I'm going to do it. I have to stop this life. Even though I had a good set tonight, I'm making good moves in my life. Why am I still writing, doing coke? I think journaling is the best thing in the world for you. I think journaling is the best psychiatry. I think every Friday, every Saturday morning I wake up and I read what I read for the week. I read what I wrote from Monday on. Number one, everything that I write in that journal in the mornings gets done. Plus, I have another notebook that has my schedule. Plus, I have a calendar that has my schedule. And, I have three things to know my schedule. One is my day step by step. 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12:30, 4 o'clock, 5:30, 8 o'clock podcast, 10 o'clock spot at the Comedy Store. And then there's the journal part of it.
Right.
Where it's just a yellow notebook. And every day I wake up and I write backwards to front. So I start in the back and I write to the front. I don't start in the front. I start in the back. And I write to the front. Just superstitious. I don't want to write like everybody else. I start in the back and I write to the front. And it opens up with Monday, November 13th. First line is always, it's a beautiful day to be alive. That's the first thought that's just coming to your head. I don't give a fuck if you're in a ditch and there's a rock on top of you. As long as you're breathing, if you say that to yourself, your day is going to be completely fucking different. It's been proven. It's been proven. People who pray, the limits go up.
You're not supposed to pray, they say, though. Thoughts and prayers.
You're not supposed to pray, but saying that to yourself, it's a beautiful day to be alive while you're pissing. While you're pissing. While that piss is coming out of you, and your knee hurts, and your neck is stiff from eating pussy, and that you got a blister under your tongue from eating pussy and ass.
That can happen.
And the chick got chlamydia, it still doesn't matter. While you're peeing, if you say to yourself, it's a beautiful day to be alive, whatever shit comes into your mind on top of that, it's not going to matter. I got to go to court today. I'm broke. I'm hungry. I don't have money to pay the rent. If you say that to yourself first, it's a beautiful day. Every journal of mine starts like that.
Right.
Thursday, November 16th, it's a fucking beautiful fucking day to be alive. Today, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to go see this fucking scumbag. I got to go deal with this fucking piece of shit. And whatever. I got to pick the baby up at 4. But hey, you know what? 20 years ago, I was fucking trying to stab somebody. Look where I am today. At least I'm living. I'm breathing. I'm healthy. I got my house. You know, it's just that part of it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like working on a TV show every day, or working with maybe with the baseball team. You bring that energy in. Yes, we're here. Push. People like that. They like that energy, bringing it, lifting people up, positive self-talk. You have to do it because it does work. I know it sounds silly, but it does work to put that, you're putting that energy out. It really is an energy of, you're putting it out, and it does, I'm not saying it comes back to you, but you do put it out. And people like being around it. That's the thing. People like being around that. That's, you know, it's like a coach. It's motivational, upbeat. It can be done. And you can kind of train yourself, I would think, at least to believe that it works. You know, it's not easy to do, but if you believe it, you know it's there. And that's what I learned that from, I learned at Arizona State about the power of the mind, of being positive and visualizing, because I saw it affect my pitching. I saw it affect my schoolwork. I saw it affect my confidence. I got everything out of baseball at Arizona State that I wanted.
What the fuck are you giggling about? No.
Why did you like him? What did
He did an error.
I knew a second ago, but now it's... keep going from where you told it, because then...
You know that little forehead you got?